So children, a very, very good morning, everyone. We have 5 more minutes to the afternoon. So I am giving you, or I'm wishing you good morning. So this is our second class today. And we had a discussion about the rule up to rule number 8, like where the rule can be used, which word can be used if it is a wish. Up to there only we discussed in the previous session, isn't it? Yes or no? Okay. So let us talk about, or let us see the rule once again. Rule number 8. According to rule number 8, under subject verb concord, I told you the word where replaces was in the sentences that expresses a wish. I wish it were Friday. Actually, the day is Saturday and this is my wish. I wish it were Friday. You know, I am a human, but I wish I were a bird. So I am free. I can fly high in the sky, right? I wish I were a bird. Actually, I am not. I am a human, right? I wish it weren't raining. If you look outside, there is a downpour. Cats and dogs are falling down. So this is a heavy rain, thunderstorm and all. But I wish it weren't raining, right? It's just opposite. So you can use where, wherein, if the sentence is expressing a wish in your sentence. Am I clear? Am I clear? Yes. And comes the ninth rule. According to the rule, this rule, rule number 9, it has a connection with rule number 3, right? What is rule number 3, children? As per rule number 3, as you all know, rule number 3, it says that, okay, if your sentence, you can see if you use in your sentence to connect two singular subject or two singular nouns, or a singular noun or a pronoun is connected with another noun or pronoun by using the expressions like with, as well as, besides, together with, no less than, another similar expression, here you need to use a singular verb. I said I have given a trick for finding your answers. If you find a word written within brackets, the phrase used in the brackets, we don't want to consider the phrase given or the extension after the subject. We can just strike it off, and what remains? The subject remains. According to the subject, use the verb. The same thing I have told you to apply a sentence which is connected using as well as also. In my third sentence, as well as is used for connecting two singular nouns. I repeat, as well as is the word is used to connect two singular nouns. So there I am just removing the words right from as well as up to the next noun. Okay, so here, no, near to the verb or closest to the verb or next to the verb. Okay, so now the word is, or the subject remains here is silver, a singular subject. So that is the case. So I can prefer a singular verb with a singular subject. But suppose this is actually, again, there is a problem. I said as well as is used here by connecting, or we can use as well as to connect two singular nouns. Suppose if one noun is plural, then the answer will be different. Let us see how is it possible by looking or by reading or explaining rule number 9 to you children. So look at rule number 9 here. Rule number 9 says, when two subjects, here I am not using singular subject. Here I am using two subjects are joined by as well as. I'm not using the term singular subject. In my third rule, I said two singular subject connected using an expression as well as, together with, besides. But here, I'm not using a word called singular. That means one can be singular, the other one can be plural. Okay? When two subjects are joined by as well as, I repeat, with the help of as well as, if I connect two subjects, maybe one is singular, the other one is plural. I don't want to think about it. Okay, only I need to consider the first subject. The sentence is starting with the subject. Only the first subject used before the as well as, or the first noun used before the as well as must be considered. Okay, so here father, again here the father is the singular subject. I have to again use the same method. I am cutting the as well as till the verb. So here what remains? The father. So you know father is singular in form. I don't want to get confused. I can use a singular verb. Okay. Here in my second sentence, the teacher as well as the students. The teacher singular as well as the students. Students plural. So one singular noun is connected with the plural noun here using as well as. The same method I'm going to apply here. I'm going to cut right from as well as until students or near the verb. So what remains here? The teacher, the singular subject remains here, or the singular noun remains here. So because of that, I can use a singular verb. Here, if it is happening in reverse, that means the students and the teacher. The students and the teacher, or the students, not and, the students as well as the teacher. There, the first one is the students, which is plural in form. So there I should use only have. I cannot use has. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I clear, children? So use this method. You can cut, okay, you can remove the word starting with as well as. So one subject remains. The first subject remains there. If the subject is singular, you can use a singular verb. If the subject is plural, use a plural verb. Remember the use of as well as. Am I clear? Am I clear? Is it clear or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now rule number 10. Subject verb concord, rule number 10. Here you can see some plural forms, nouns in plural forms, but in usage it is singular. Plural nouns, but it is singular in usage. What is it? The Arabian Nights. You know, this is a collection of story and it is a single story book. You can see n number of stories included in this booklet, the Arabian Nights. It is talking about, I think, 1001 nights. Okay, stories repeated by a small, a lady to her own sister, younger sister. And that story, it is a collection of stories in one single booklet. Okay, so that is called the Arabian Nights. Arabian Nights, it is plural in form, but in usage it is singular. Okay, so here we have to consider it as one single booklet. So we have to use only singular verb. This rule is applicable with the question raised by Isha. Okay, Isha, again I'm stressing Isha's example. Tom and Jerry is my favorite cartoon. Tom and Jerry is one single cartoon. It is a series of cartoon, but it is commonly known as Tom and Jerry. Very popular cartoon, animated movie or animated scenes, whatever it is. Okay, so the Arabian Nights, that is plural, but it is singular in usage. So we have to consider it as singular. We can use only singular verb after the Arabian Nights, though it is actually a collection of stories. Again, the second one, the United States. For us, United States is actually a single country. United States of America. Okay, India is a single concept, isn't it? India, it's a single concept. But you know, we have how many states in India? Now it was a controversy. 28. 28 states, and how many union territories?
8 territories.
How many union territories?
8.
Could you please repeat? I cannot hear.
8 union.
8 union territories. Okay, fine. You just discuss with your friends. I'm not even sure about the union territories. You must find it out from your social science teacher or search by yourself. Okay, I agree with Nandana's point. I'm sure that she won't make any mistake. So I am actually repeating. I am sure about the 28 states and I don't know whether 8 union territories or more than that. Okay, whatever it is. So we have 8 union territories and we have 23 states in India. But as an Indian citizen or actually Indian nationality, I have to consider India as a whole. I'm not thinking Kerala separate, Tamil Nadu separate. India, the concept gives one single idea, right? Though it is divided among different states and union territories, we have a unity in diversity, isn't it? So this is a single concept. So we have to use singular verb with United States, because for us it is United States of America, one single country. Okay, now Gulliver's Travels. You know Gulliver, the boy or the man who had visited the place called Lilliput, where he saw a lot of dwarf fish people, right? Small dwarf like people, right? And he also visited another land called the Gigantic People's Land also. So those are this Gulliver's Travel is actually a travelogue, or it can be adventurous story collection. It's actually in one single booklet. It's written in single booklet or a series of book. But for us, Gulliver's Travel is a booklet. So we have to consider it has singular in form. So we can use only singular verb here. Okay. Okay. Am I clear? So the Arabian Nights. And what about the word news? News. It's a collection of a lot of information from all around the world, right? News. News, the word, it is plural in form, but in usage it is singular. News is. Mathematics. The subject mathematics, you have geometry, you have arithmetic, you have different, I don't know what all things are there in mathematics textbook. But now I said 2 major concepts, right? Geometry is there, paper 2, mathematics paper 2, geometry, mathematics paper 1, arithmetic, polynomials are included, right? Then what all things? Tell me. Fractions. Algebra. Many topics. Algebra, yeah, algebra. Many things are there included in mathematics, but this is a single topic, right? So mathematics, it is plural in form, but singular as a single, it is used in the form of one single subject. Okay, so we have to consider it as one, and we need to use only is. Physics. The word physics. It is ending with S and it is not giving us an idea that this is plural. It is singular. So physics also coming under the stream called a singular subject, and we need to use a singular verb with physics. Clear? Economics, physics, news, mathematics. All these are examples for this rule. Okay? I hope this is clear. Now, rule number 11. Children, if your sentence is starting with the words like many are, each, every, everyone, anybody, either, neither. I'm not talking about either or neither nor. Sometimes you can see the single usages of either and neither in one single sentence. Okay, not together, anyone, neither, either, no one, nobody. If your sentence is beginning with these words, remember you have to use or you need to use a singular verb. I repeat, you can use a singular verb where if you find a sentence which is starting with many are, each, every, everyone, anybody, either, neither, no one, nobody. See, you might have heard, see, when you were there at school, your floor managers usually enters on all days for asking for the fees, right? They may come inside the classroom and they may ask you, has anybody brought fees today? They are not using the word have anybody brought, right? The question is starting with anyone. So there she has to use or they have to use only has. Has anyone brought fees today? Has brought. Has anyone brought fees today? Right? So we need to use, whenever you use these words in your sentences, remember you need to use only a singular verb. Let me share the examples for you guys. See, many. The word many a man has ruined his life or warned of a good guide. See, many a man. The word is starting with many a man has ruined, not have ruined. A man has ruined, not have ruined. Look at the second example. This is a common mistake. You know, you may be using it each one of the boy. Wrong usage. Each of the boys. Every one of the hotels. With the plural, you have to separate the singular by using each and every. Each of the boys in a classroom, among the boys, each one. That is the concept. So each of the boys, you cannot say that each of the boy. That is wrong. Each of the boys, it is starting with the word each. So you should use singular verb. Was, sometimes is can be used, or has can be used according to the situation. So every one of the hotels. I'm not using every one of the hotel. That is wrong. Every one of the hotels is full. Sentence is starting with everyone. Remember, these kind of questions you can expect for your examination. Either, look at the sentence. The sentence is starting with either. Either of the candidates has stolen the book. In this sentence, you can see the use of either alone, either or, no, either only used. Such sentences you need to consider. Only singular verb in your sentences. Again, your next sentence is neither of the two plans. Neither of the two plans. Again, you can see plans here, but the sentence is starting with neither, only neither of, either of, plans and candidates. So we can use only a singular verb in your sentence. These are repeatedly asked questions. So please, children, you have to be very careful when you use your subject verb agreement. This is very important. This is actually included for your 10th standard syllabus also. You can expect a lot of questions from subject verb agreement. I do request everybody to go through the rules thoroughly with the examples. Keep all these examples in your mind. This will guide you to use the appropriate word, appropriate verb when it wants. So many a man has ruined his life for want of a good guide. Each of the boys, starting with each, everyone, either, neither. It is not used either or neither nor in the sentence. This is either, neither. Alone it is used. Either of the candidates, neither of the two plans. It is singular. It should be singular in form. Now, let us talk about rule number 12, children. Rule number 12. You know, sometimes we are normally using or beginning our sentences with there, here, right? There is, there are. What is the difference between there is and there are? Here, this is familiar. You know the usage very well, but you don't know actually why you are using it, right? According to rule number 12, in sentences beginning with there is or there are, the subject follows the verb. So according to the subject after the verb, you need to use is or are in your sentence. Subject follows the verb. Since there is not the subject, the verb agrees with what follows the verb. Okay, because we are normally starting our sentence with there. So you cannot even identify a subject before there. So we need to consider the word used or the noun used next to the verb. So here in my first example, there is little administrative support. Little administrative support. So there is a little administrative support. That is why I have used easier. Now in my second example, it is there are. Why are? Because I am talking about many factors. Okay, many factors. The word is followed after the verb is many factors, which is plural in form. So I have to consider are here. I cannot use is here. Common usage. Without knowing the rule, you are using it. You know the use. There are, there is, there are a lot of, you tell me there are a lot of examples. There is an example. Clear? I hope that you copied this. Extension to rule number 12. There is an extension to rule number 12. We had a discussion about there, but we didn't discuss about here. You know, some sentences in English that is normally starting with here and there. Okay. In sentences that begin with here, there, the true subject usually follows the verb. So you can see the subject. The true subject of such sentences is used only after or positioned only after a verb in your sentence. Okay. So you have to consider the subject used after a verb, and you can fix your auxiliary verb after here and there based on those subjects. So here in my first sentence, here are the chocolates. Chocolates, that is plural in form. That is why after here I have used are. Here are the chocolates. Again, there is a big puddle on the road. Okay, a big puddle on the road. These are the rule number, and we have only one more rule. So let me ask you the basic concept, then the last one will be discussed. So children, you tell me now, what is the basic concept behind subject-verb agreement? The basic concept.
If the subject is singular, the verb also should be singular. If the subject is plural, the verb also should be plural.
Thank you. But you have to explain how is it possible? How to make a verb singular? How to make a verb plural? How can you identify?
By adding is, es or ies, we can make a verb singular.
Okay, you can change a verb singular by adding s, es or ies at the end. Okay, so can you give me some examples? One or two examples. One example.
Runs.
What is runs? Where is the subject? He runs.
He runs. They swim.
They swim. He runs. He is singular subject, so he has to use runs, the singular verb. They is a plural subject, and they run. Run, the base form of the verb, can be used as plural in form. Very good. Sridev, rule number 2. Thank you, Fadil. Very good. Sridev, rule number 2. Please explain rule number 2 with one example.
There are two or more nouns. If they are joined with the conjunction and, we have to use the plural.
Correct. Correct. So can you explain it with the help of one example?
Gold and silver are precious metals.
Why you used are there?
Because it is joined by and.
So normally, as your friend has said, sometimes we can, like bread and butter, rice and curry are some of the examples, right? If it is connected with and, bread is one noun, butter is another noun, then why are we not using this is, are there?
In bread and butter, it gives us one idea.
Why?
But here, gold and silver means they are two objects.
Two objects, two materials, right? Two different materials. Okay, fine. So I have a doubt, Sridev. I have a question in my hand. Okay. Ajit and I dash great friends. If this is my sentence for you, which one you may insert in the sentence? Ajit, I request everybody to write Ajit and I dash great friends. I request everyone to note the sentence. Ajit and I dash great friends. If you get two options, is, are, which one you're going to insert here? Because you discussed about the rule number 2 and 2b. You said, ma'am, silver and gold are two different materials. So I should consider it as two different. So plural subject. So I have to use only a plural verb here. I agree. And Sridev also said, ma'am, bread and butter, which gives one single idea to my mind. So I need to use, though it is two different objects connected using and, but it is a common noun to me. Okay, that also I agree. Suppose if my sentence is Ajit and I dash great friends, what will you do? Which one you will insert here?
Are.
Why are?
Because they are two friends.
Two different people, right? Two friends. Ajit is one person and Ajit, suppose if it is Tom and I. Tom is one person and Sridev is totally another person, right? two different people. So I have to insert, or you need to insert only are the plural verb. If that is the case, Tom, I have a question for you, Tom. The question is, if the sentence is the horse and carriage dash ready.
Is ready.
Options are is or are.
Is.
Why is?
Horse and carriage is like they both are used together.
Yes, you got it. Both used together. Carry is actually, without horse we cannot even move a carriage, right? It is difficult. We have to attach a horse and then only we can pull or push or whatever it is. We can use the carriage. Otherwise, we can't, right? So here it is giving us, or it is giving a single idea to our mind. So we need to use is there. Thank you. So Isha, I have a question for you. If the question is eggs and bacon, you know the bacon is actually a meatish food item. Eggs and bacon dash his favorite breakfast dish. I repeat, eggs and bacon dash his favorite breakfast dish. Is or are?
Is. Ma'am, is.
Yes. Why? Your answer is right, but you should tell me why. Because no, here eggs, bacon, different food items, right? But why did you use is? Why you're not preferring are there?
He prefers eggs and bacon.
I cannot hear you.
Ma'am, is it audible now?
Little bit. Could you please speak a little louder?
Ma'am.
Okay, fine.
Ma'am, he prefers eggs and bacon for breakfast as a single dish.
Yes, in a dish. I said dish, right? It's breakfast dish. So in the dish, his mother has kept a cake, a bread. Along with the bread, a little bit, what bacon also kept. And also you can see she has kept an egg. This is a single dish as a breakfast for her son. So it gives one single idea to everybody's mind because it is his breakfast dish. Okay, so it is singular in form. Okay, now I have a question to Adigesh. Adigesh, thank you, Isha. Adigesh, the very next question is, my friend and patron dash note at home. My friend dash patron, and patron dash note at home. I request everybody to note the sentence. My friend and patron dash note at home. Options is are.
Are.
Is it are? Okay, you said are. Why you used are there?
Because friend and patron are different, right? Like the person's friend is one and patron means like is related to
Why
his
can't
job.
be a friend a patron? Who is a patron? Shakespeare, he had a patron. Almost all the writers or the novelists during those years, they had a patron who supports with money because they cannot even go for work, right? They are simply writing novels, everything and all. So for living, they need to get some support from a very prominent personalities, eminent personalities, rich personalities, right? Those people are called patrons, those who support someone to do something in terms of money, in terms of a good gift and all. Okay, so why can't be a friend a patron?
Is my friend and this patron, right?
Here, why can't be a patron why can't be a friend as a patron? Why can't he act like a patron?
Because in the sentence it said that my friend and his patron.
No, I said my friend and patron. I didn't say his patron.
Oh, ma'am, I thought his was there.
Okay, so let me repeat the question once again. If I made a mistake, you can also correct your sentence. The question is, my friend and patron dash at home, not at home. So here the friend and patron are the same person. Okay, because if it is a different person, I should have to say that my friend and the patron. Okay, my friend and the patron. Yes, Isha.
Ma'am, it is depending upon...
I cannot hear you. I cannot hear you.
Ma'am, it is according to the speaker, right?
It is according to the speaker. It is according to the speaker.
Because if it is
Not
in
audible,
every-
not audible. Can you hear her? Isha, could you please adjust your mic and speak?
Ma'am, not in every case they are both the same.
I cannot hear you.
Ma'am, now
I request someone else to share what she said. They didn't hear, Isha. I can hear, but it is not clear for me here. Voice is so low. Someone else, please share her view. Tom Jones, what she said.
I didn't hear it properly.
It's not clear. It was not clear, Isha. Okay, so here it is as I heard. In every case, it is not the same. In every case, it is not the same. That is true. It is according to the person. It is according to the speaker. If the speaker's intention is to see, suppose if I am sitting, this is my friend and patron. Like here in the sentence, this is my friend and patron. In this sentence, I'm introducing a person who is my close friend. At the same time, he is actually supporting for me to get a good life also. Okay, there it is single because the person is here. I'm pointing this person and this person is only one person. And I can say that he is my close friend. At the same time, he is my patron too. In that case, we have to consider it as singular and we can use a singular verb. And suppose sometimes you can say that THE the definite article THE there is a use of inserting THE between two different persons. Like if my friend and the patron. Okay, my friend and the patron. So there the speaker is actually concentrating. This is my friend and my patron. Okay, and the patron. There the patron is just used. The word THE, that specific article is used to specify some other person. There the speaker is actually thinking about two different people. There you can use a plural verb. Okay. As you said, we can use according to the speaker's intent, according to the speaker's way, method of speaking. Okay. If he or she is considering it as one, then you can use only one singular form. If it is considered as a plural form, then you have to go for using a plural verb. So here on the sentence, Adigesh, the person who is speaking or the speaker of the sentence is actually thinking about one single person. That is why we need to use is here. Another sentence. A carpenter and a blacksmith. I request everybody to note. A carpenter and a blacksmith dash in our street. A carpenter dash and a blacksmith dash in our street. This question goes to Amaljit baby. Amaljit, I request you to switch on your video. Only 3 or 4 children, their videos are on. Rest all videos are off when I started asking questions. Amaljit, the question is to you. A carpenter and a blacksmith dash in our street. You can say, you have options. Lives. Lives. Tell me the answer. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Then why are you taking a lot of time? I repeat the question. A carpenter and a blacksmith dash in our street. Live, L-I-V-E, lives, L-I-V-E-S.
Lives.
So you are talking, so the blacksmith and the carpenter are the same person? Huh? Blacksmith and the carpenter.
Ma'am, it is said that a carpenter and the blacksmith.
I said the question, a carpenter and a blacksmith. One carpenter, one blacksmith. A carpenter and a blacksmith. So one carpenter and one blacksmith. So singular or plural?
Plural.
It is plural because we are talking about two different persons. Okay, one is a carpenter, the other one is a blacksmith. So two different persons. So this is plural in form. So which verb can be used? Live or lives?
Live.
Live. Why live?
Ma'am, it is plural in form.
It is plural. With a plural subject, we need to use a plural verb. Am I clear? So we will discuss this in the next class. Thank you for coming here, children. See you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am.